Welcome, gem enthusiasts and curious minds everywhere. You found us, Dude, Where's My Carat? We're the show that helps you find your sparkle and, maybe figure out why some shiny rocks are so special. This is episode 4, and oh boy, are we diving into something colorful today. Seriously, it makes a rainbow look kind of dull. We are cracking open the amazing world of tourmaline. Now, if you're like me, you've probably seen them around, thought, ooh, pretty colors. But trust me, you lovely listeners, there's way more going on here.
Oh, absolutely. Tourmaline is, it's a real marvel. The name itself actually tells you a lot. It comes from Tourmaline in Sinhalese.
Tourmaline.
Yeah, which means stone of many colors.
Yeah.
And it fits perfectly. The range is just astonishing. Soft pastels, super intense, vibrant tones, everything in between.
Stone of many colors. I love that. So what's the plan today? Our mission really is to get you up to speed on this kaleidoscopic mineral. Give you the shortcut to sounding smart about it, Plus some weird facts, maybe a laugh or two. And hey, before we jump into this Technicolor puzzle, a massive shout out to our amazing sponsor, Gemstones of the Americas. These guys are full-time gem explorers, and they supply all the incredible video footage that really helps us see what we're talking about. So thank you. Okay, let's get into it. What is tourmaline, fundamentally? Is it just a rock that's really good at playing dress up?
Not quite dress up. It's actually a complex borosilicate mineral. So boron and silicon are key parts. And that complex chemistry is why it comes in so many colors. Tiny bits of different elements, trace elements, get in there and change the hue. What's really wild is sometimes you find multiple colors in the very same crystal.
Whoa, hold on. Multiple colors in one crystal, like a geological mood ring or something.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You can kind of put it that way. And yeah, besides the colors, they all share this basic crystal shape. Think long, sort of prism-like crystals. They often have this distinctive triangular cross-section if you look closely.
Triangular, okay.
And if you're wondering, can I wear this every day?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's pretty durable. It scores a 7 to 7.5 on the Mohs hardness scale. So yeah, generally suitable for jewelry, though you still want to treat it with some care.
Practical and pretty. My favorite combo. What else makes it stand out visually?
Well, it's got some cool optical tricks up its sleeve. Many tourmalines show something called pleochroism.
Pleo what now?
Pleochroism. Mm-hmm. It basically means the stone shows different colors or maybe different shades when you look at it from different angles. So you tilt the gem and the color shifts slightly. It adds this extra dimension.
Huh. Okay, that's neat.
And then there's color zoning. This is different. This is where you see actual bands or patches of different colors right next to each other in the same stone. Mm-hmm. It happens because the chemistry around the crystal changed while it was growing millions of years ago. It really makes each one totally unique.
Right, I'm prepped. Hit me with the main event. The colors. Give us the highlights, the rock stars, the ones collectors go crazy for.
Okay, let's do it. The absolute superstar, no question, is Paraiba tourmaline. Rarest, most valuable. It was first found in Paraiba, Brazil back in the 80s. The color is this incredible, almost unnatural neon blue or green. It comes from copper, sometimes with manganese too. The saturation is just electric. People literally describe it as neon.
Neon blue, seriously.
They find it in Mozambique and Nigeria now too, but that Brazilian stuff really set the bar.
Wow, that sounds like something from another planet. Okay, what else is in the tourmaline rainbow?
Right, then you have the crowd pleasers. Things like bicolor or party tourmaline. That just means more than one color in the stone, often with a nice gradient. And the most famous version of that is watermelon tourmaline.
Watermelon, I love that one.
Yeah, it's got that distinct pink center and green rind, just like the fruit. It's often linked with ideas of balance, harmony, creativity, fun stuff.
It just sounds fun. Okay, keep them coming. Blues, reds.
Yep. For blue fans, there's indicolite tourmaline. This can range from sort of violet blue all the way to really vivid blues, even blue-green. It's considered pretty rare. And if you like reds and pinks, then you want rubellite tourmaline. Rubellite.
Like ruby.
Exactly. The name hints at it. It gets its color from manganese. And it can be this really intense saturated red that rivals some rubies. That's often tied to passion, vitality, that kind of energy.
Okay, got it. But what about, I've definitely seen black wars. Are they just the boring cousins?
No, not boring at all. That's black tourmaline or schorl, SCHORL. It's actually the unsung hero. It's by far the most common type. Maybe 95% of all tourmaline out there is schorl. Always opaque, pure black. It was named way back like the 1400s after German village Sorlau, where they found it in old tin mines.
Okay, so it's common, but is it special?
Very special, just in a different way. It doesn't have the flashy color, but it's highly valued for its Metaphysical properties. People often call it a quiet bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
It's seen as one of the best protective stones. Really grounding. Helps clear negativity, stress, promotes sort of positive, rational vibe.
Yeah.
Its energy is considered gentler than some other black stones, so it's comfortable to have around or wear. Good for feeling grounded. People associate it with the lower back, legs, feet.
So it's not just a pretty face, or not a pretty face in this case. It's got a whole protective vibe going on. That's cool.
Exactly. And that's true for other colors too, symbolically. Pink is often linked to compassion, self-love, green to growth, prosperity, blue for peace, communication, and like we said, watermelon for joy and balance. So each color kind of carries its own story or feeling.
This stone sounds like it caused some headaches historically, like confusing people for ages, right? What's the story there?
Oh, absolutely spot on. For centuries, tourmaline was constantly mistaken for other gems, emeralds, rubies, sapphires. You name it. Because, well, it came in all those colors. If you found a nice green one, why wouldn't you think it's an emerald?
Makes total sense.
It wasn't until the 1800s that scientists properly figured out, okay, wait, this is its own distinct mineral species.
So how did it travel the world before then?
Well, the Dutch East India Company played a big role. They started bringing lots of brightly colored tourmaline back to Europe from Ceylon, that's Sri Lanka today, around the 17th century. And here's a fun bit of trivia. It's sometimes called it the Ceylonese magnet.
A magnet, why?
Because it has this property called pyroelectricity. If you heat it up, it develops a slight electrical charge and can actually attract and then repel things like hot ashes.
No way! That's wild. A gem that plays with static electricity.
Pretty much. Chemists even used that property later in the 19th century to help polarize light in experiments. So it had scientific uses too.
Okay, that's just cool. But I know there's an American connection too.
Oh, definitely. Big time. Discoveries in Maine back in 1822 and then in California around the early 1900s really put tourmaline on the map as an American gem. Maine had these amazing raspberry pinks and reds, minty greens. California became famous for bright pinks and those bicolor stones we mentioned.
An American gem. I like the sound of that.
And here's where it gets really interesting, the California connection. In the late 1800s, huge amounts of the pink and red tourmaline dug up in San Diego County were shipped straight to China.
To China?
Because the Dowager Empress Cixi, the ruler of China at the time, was absolutely obsessed with pink tourmaline. She loved it. So Chinese craftspeople carved tons of this California tourmaline into snuff bottles, jewelry, little figurines, all sorts of things for the imperial court.
Wow. So California was basically the personal gem supplier for the Empress of China. That's incredible what happened. That market couldn't last forever.
It didn't. Sadly, when the Chinese government collapsed in 1912, that imperial demand just vanished. The U.S. tourmaline market basically crashed with it. Mines, like the famous Himalaya mine in California, which had been churning out tons of pink tourmaline, mostly shut down large-scale production. It's a really stark reminder of how global economics affects even something like gemstones, right?
Yeah.
And has for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's also fascinating, is that long before Europeans or Americans were mining it, Native Americans had been using tourmaline, especially pink and green varieties, as funeral gifts for centuries. So its history on the continent goes way back.
Okay, so we know its history is complicated. Where did these colorful characters actually, grow? How do they form and get all those stripes and colors?
Right, so tourmaline is found all over the world. Brazil is huge, lots of places in Africa, Tanzania, Nigeria, Mozambique, also Asia, Russia, and the U.S. still has sources. Geologically, it starts deep down. Think liquid magma, molten rock. As that magma cools and solidifies, it forms igneous rocks. During that cooling process, you need boron and silicon, plus water and other elements floating around. Under the right conditions, borosilicate compounds crystallize out as tourmaline. Most of the really good gem quality stuff, the big clear crystals, they form in a specific type of igneous rock called a pegmatite.
Pegmatite.
Pegmatites are special because they cool very slowly and often have lots of water and unusual elements concentrated in them, which is perfect for growing large, sometimes very colorful crystals.
So born from fire, cooled slowly, maybe with water involved, sounds traumatic. And I mentioned earlier it's like a time capsule. How does it record its history?
Yes. This is, for me, one of the coolest things about tourmaline. It literally traps evidence of its geological past within its crystal structure. The specific chemicals that make up a particular tourmaline crystal can tell scientists a ton about the rocks it grew in, and especially about the hot, watery fluids it interacted with way down there.
Like a chemical fingerprint.
Exactly, a very detailed one. For instance, some tourmalines have a unique chemical signature. Scientists call it the OP trend that shows they formed in really oxygen-rich or super sulfy, like briny, conditions. Finding those specific tourmalines can actually be a clue, like a geological signpost, that valuable ore deposits, maybe gold or copper, might be nearby because those conditions are often associated with ore formation.
Whoa, so hunting for tourmaline could lead you to gold. It's like a secret message from the earth.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it gets even more detailed. Scientists can look at things like the amount of sodium versus calcium locked in the tourmaline structure and actually calculate what the ancient fluids it grew in were like, their temperature, their pressure, their composition. And remember that color zoning we talked about. Sometimes you get these incredibly fine alternating bands of color called oscillatory zoning. Those tiny zones, maybe just micrometers thick, can record really rapid changes like pulses of different fluids washing through, or sudden temperature shifts happening deep in the Earth's crust over maybe just hundreds of years. It's like a super high-resolution diary entry.
That is genuinely mind-blowing. These aren't just pretty rocks. They're actual geological diaries holding secrets of the planet.
Wow. All right, practical moment. For our listeners who might own some tourmaline or are maybe thinking, I need some of that. How do you take care of it? Keep it looking awesome. All right, good question. So remember, it's a 7 to 7.5 Mohs hardness. That's pretty good, but it's not diamond hard. It can be chipped or cracked if you hit it hard. So general rule, probably best to take off tourmaline rings or bracelets if you're doing, heavy gardening or sports or something strenuous.
Common sense, yeah. How about cleaning?
Simple is best. Warm water, maybe a little mild soap, and a soft cloth or a soft toothbrush. That's usually all you need. Definitely avoid harsh chemicals, bleach, abrasive cleaners. They can dull the surface or even damage it over time. Oh, and generally skip the ultrasonic cleaners or steam cleaners you might use for diamonds. Tourmaline can sometimes be sensitive to heat shock or vibrations, especially if it has inclusions.
Good to know. So no throwing it in the jewelry cleaner with everything else. What about just storing it?
Yeah, storage matters. Because it can be scratched by harder gems like diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and it can scratch softer gems like pearls or opals, it's best to keep it separate. Just pop it in a soft pouch or its own compartment in your jewelry box. That prevents scratches. And again, avoid big temperature swings. Don't leave it sitting on a sunny windowsill or next to a heater vent.
Okay. Any final tips? Treatments?
Just be aware that some tourmaline is treated to improve the color. Heat treatment is common for some types, irradiation for others, to lighten dark stones or intensify color. These are usually stable and widely accepted in the trade. But if a stone has lots of fractures that have been filled to improve clarity, that's generally considered less desirable and less valuable than an untreated stone of similar appearances. And interestingly, that black tourmaline, schorl, it's pretty much always natural, never needs treatment.
Wow. Okay, what a journey. From ancient myths in Sri Lanka, being mistaken for other gems, to being a scientific tool, and now this incredible geological recorder. Tourmaline really is something else. So much variety, so many hidden depths. It's literally history you can hold or wear.
It truly is. That ability to capture the story of how it formed, the chemistry of the earth fluids it grew in, those dynamic shifts, it makes it so much more than just a pretty stone. It's this tiny, colorful window looking back into immense geological time, and scientists are still learning from it.
Yeah. What really sticks with me after all this is that idea of them being sends me like little hard drives from the planet, storing all these secrets in their colors and chemistry. That's just amazing. So next time you see a tourmaline, maybe in a shop or in your own collection, just take a second. Think about the insane journey it took over millions of years to get to you. Think about the stories locked inside. What secrets might your favorite gem be holding? Makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's about all the sparkle we have time for today. A huge, massive thank you again to our sponsor, Gemstones of the Americas, for their support and those amazing visuals they provide. And thank you, our wonderful listeners, for joining us on this exploration of tourmaline. Until next time, keep looking for those carats.